Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. It's all about the social matrix. What? Yeah, we're talking about our life coach. Social matrix is back. Armin joining us here live today, hailing from beautiful Cambridge, Massachusetts, but working with you fellows all over the world. He is specializing in you men. Yes, whether it's dating, you want to build that confidence, maybe just need better communication. You name it, he can work with you in person, virtually, and we're back again today. So for those who haven't got to meet our good friend here today, let me have him introduce himself. How are you?
Hey everyone, my name is Armin. I'm the CEO and founder and head coach of Social Matrix. And this company is something where I help men to feel more empowered within themselves and to gain the skills necessary to communicate better with women, to start getting girlfriends, start getting wives, and start really living out your dating life.
Got it. And I know we had a great conversation last week. For those that missed it, hope you can catch up on the last podcast. But he gave us an in-depth view of who he is, why he's here, and give us a little bit of that since there are some new time listeners here. And then we'll dive into the coaching services. And today we're going to really talk about those results. What can you get out of these coaching sessions?
Sure. So I started the company just because there was a lot of coaches out there that were teaching manipulative tactics and what to say to get girls, but it wasn't coming from a genuine, authentic, self-compassionate place. So that's when I realized I had to start a company to teach people the right principles in communication so you are, in the end of the day, communicating from your core default self, and you're not acting like you're this other Joe Schmo that's not even real. That's not the real you.
It's so true. We want to find out how this works and how we can be comfortable in our own skin again, because some of us just aren't. And, a lot of us struggle with our own, personal with our bodies, with our way, with our minds, with everything. And we have insecurities. Could be our health, it could be mental health, physical health, but some of that also pours out into our social factor of being more shy, being a little introverted, or not really clearly knowing how to act because we were never taught, right? And so you're teaching us these healthier ways to live and to really better yourself, not only for the person that you're going to meet, but it really starts within. It's for yourself first and foremost, which you need to work on. But quickly, time and time again, I know your clients have really gotten a knack for this. And you told me some stories last week, and I want to hear more this week about how it's working. Thank you.
Sure. It's going really well, honestly. And a lot of the guys coming to the program, they're just really confused on not only how to speak to girls, but how are they supposed to think? What are the different mindsets they're supposed to encompass for themselves in just being able to live their everyday lives? And honestly, Jill, there's a lot of BS out there. There's a lot
Mhm.
of things out there that honestly just don't make any sense. They were for cavemen and they just should not be things that men are reading and trying to better their lives. It's just not going to work. So a lot of the guys that come into the program, they want to get girlfriends. And I teach them in not only self-respect and the things that you need to value for yourself, but also what kind of a girl do you even like? So we dig deep into their needs and wants. So we figure out on what are the type of women they want to actually have in their lives versus the types of women they just want to have because their male friends will give them like a high five or something or like a validation. So a lot of these guys end up with having a monogamous girlfriend. And like I mentioned last time, two of my recent clients have now gotten married, and I'm just so ecstatic to talk about that.
Yay, that is amazing. Tell me how it all went down and how long you were working with them before they actually found the one and knew how to work with the one and not scare them away.
Sure. So one of the guys, he was a little bit older than most of the clients that I coach. He was in his 50s. And he honestly, he thought that was it. His life is over. He's
Oh,
not ever going to meet a woman to marry. But when we worked together, I instilled more confidence in him and it kind of showed him what is the actual trajectory that he can take to better himself. And once we dove deeper in there, he started getting a few girlfriends. And then recently, he ended up meeting somebody in the most random place ever, an elevator. And they start have sparking a conversation, and things start going really well. And he proposed to her, and now they're married.
wow. That's huge. That's amazing. That's like fate. That's like, wow. And in that moment when you connect with someone in the elevator, it's such an awkward space, by the way, isn't it? No one, you people don't know what to do with their hands. Talk. I always smile, say hi to everyone, try to, but those can be so uncomfortable situations. Did he initiate in the elevator? Like what went down?
Sure. So something I always work with the guys is that the only thing going against you is time.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, if you wait a long time and you don't take initiative, what's going to happen is your opportunity will go through your hands. So you
Hmm.
only have that split second to make your decision.
Yeah.
So when he was in the elevator with her, he had that less than literally a second for him to spark some kind of a conversation. And that's all it takes. That split second, that conversation could end up being your next girlfriend.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Tell us more good stories. Tell us more of these positive results and tell us, the other couple that got married. What happened in that situation?
Sure. The other guy who got married, he met this girl online from a dating app, and originally he was a little weary. He was like, "This girl is a little too perfect. There's just too many check boxes that are going off. There has to be something wrong with her." But what ended up happening is that they just happened to be a perfect match. There was like she is literally his perfect half. It's just
Ah,
beautiful how that ended up. But the way they ended up actually dating was originally there were some things, some really odd behavior that she was doing. And at first he was going to next her and move on. But after we spoke together, we realized that there was just some other family thing going on from the blind spot that we just couldn't see. So a lot of times you got to give someone the benefit of the doubt because you never know what is really going on in their lives.
yeah.
And the other guys who their lives completely change, I'll speak about one of them. I'll just call him Bob for confidential purposes. So Bob, he originally had no friends. He
Oh,
didn't know how to speak to girls, and he just felt really lonely and really suicidal. So when we started working together, the first thing I did is to strengthen his family, strengthen the friends he already has before you end up bringing new people into your tribe, into your family. So once we started working through that, he
hmm.
realized that some of the friends he had, they weren't really friends. They were just there whenever he wanted to go out to a bar or something, but they were never really there for him. So what ended up happening is I taught him in how to find positive, good traits. And I kid you not, but after college, it's really harder to make friends, especially as men. So I teach properly in how to communicate in from a place where you are building a good, strong, royal friendship with other men. And what ended up happening is Bob ended up with a few really good friends. Some of those friends joined the program as well, so that was amazing. And Bob now has not only really, really good friends, but now those friends are people that he knows that he's is able to be really reliable just being friends with them, and he's going to be he already knows that these people are going to end up becoming his like lifetime friends forever. And now he has Bob also has a girlfriend for himself as well.
Amazing. Do we have is there like a guarantee, guarantee you're going to find that one? No, no, no. You can't make a guarantee like that, but maybe you can. I don't know. What is the secret to your success without sharing it? I mean, what are you doing to these men? This is what they want. How are you like a psychic? Are you energetically channeling good vibes? What is it? What is it about this technique you're using that's working?
Sure. So I have no problem telling you my technique because it's just gonna blow you away once you hear it. So what I do is I'm really spiritual and I'm always speaking to God, regardless of what
Mm.
anyone's faith is.
Yeah.
I believe in a universe and a God, and I'm always speaking to God. And every time I speak to God, in all the conversations I have, I'm always giving a positive, good blessing to one of the guys I'm coaching. So as I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking to God, I'll ask God to bring something positive in their lives. So 4 times a day, I'm always meditating and giving grace and being grateful about the positive
Mm-hmm.
things I already have in my life. So I'm doing a lot of meditation and giving out a lot of love to the universe for these men to succeed in their lives. That's
Yeah.
literally the magic.
Amazing. Well, I love it. I'm a believer. We all want love. We all want to be loved, and it's possible. And you really help people, even that are hopeless. And you know what? You got to give it a shot. People, you have to. If you really want it, you need to. If something's not working, now, how do you also deal with your clients? And you're working with them. You have to be honest. You're going to develop a mutual respect for each other, but also you have to be honest with them about some of their habits or behaviors, which they may not know could be affecting them, and it could hurt their feelings in a sense. But you have to tell them, right? So how do you skirt around that issue? When you start working with someone.
No, I love that question. So, the way I coach is tough love, where, and I tell this to all my clients, and everyone knows this as well. I always mention that in the end of the day, I'm not here to insult you. I'm not here to
Yeah.
make fun of you, no, that's not what I'm here. All I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing here is to help you out to better your life. So if
Okay.
there's something I say and it comes off harsh, honestly, sometimes in life, you're gonna have to hear what you don't want to hear. And that's what actually is going to help you out to push forward. And a lot of times, if there's a lot of resistance in hearing some type of feedback,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe there's a lot of truth in that feedback.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot of trauma in that feedback. And it's silly to avoid it just because it hurts our feelings. But an emotionally mature person is able to talk about the things that really burn us, but be able to talk about it and get through it. That takes
Yeah.
a lot of courage to do. And that's what I always instill in them that, and if I ever do anything to upset them, please just let me know. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to insult them.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, clearly you love the work you're doing. You have the smile on your face that if you can't see him, if you're not on the Zoomcast, this guy loves what he does. And he's, enjoying giving you, what you want and helping others. And um, wow. And let me ask, how many, you went through your own struggles and you told us about that mental health issues a while ago. And kind of that's why you started this coaching program, right? You worked on your own self and got yourself here. And could I just ask about your love life? Am I allowed to?
Sure, of course.
Are
Sure.
we in love? Are we married? Are we not? I don't know what's too personal, what's not to ask. So I'm just curious. Or are you enjoying the single life? What's happening in the social matrix world of you?
Sure. So, so right now I am enjoying my single life. 2 years ago, I almost got married, but sometimes in life you have to also know when to fold. That's
Yeah,
equally as important as knowing how to obviously communicate properly.
yeah,
But right now, I'm really focusing on a few things. I'm focusing on, well, if I'm being frank here, I'm focusing on finances are really important. A lot of
yeah.
people never discuss this, especially
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs. People usually hide about these things. But I have specific dreams and aspirations I want to get into before I court a woman to marry.
Yeah. Oh, I love it though, but it's beautiful. You're happy. Again, you could be happy with someone, you could be happy single, and I get it. You go through ups and downs in life, and there's different priorities for sure. Let me ask you nowadays, since I've been out of the dating loop myself for many years, and how are people even meeting people? I mean, the old-fashioned way of walking around the supermarket or meeting someone at the mall. I mean, is it all online now? Are your clients really? Fill me in. What's happening in the dating world? How do you find someone to even go out with these days?
Sure, I love your question. So there's two ways. One is dating apps, and there's there's just like what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
There's always arguments in the dating community about dating apps versus in person. In person, they call it cold approach because it's cold, you don't know who they are, and you're
Mm-hmm.
approaching them. So cold approach has always existed since like cavemen. Dating apps are like the new trend, I would say, for the last like 10 years or so.
Okay.
But honestly, what you want to do is take advantage of everything. Like, don't just tunnel vision into one thing and one thing only. Because if you're cold approaching a woman in person, you grab her number, well, guess what? You're gonna have to learn how to text her properly to get a date. And a lot
Yeah.
of guys mess that up because they are too sexual, they're just too quick, they're not really building and establishing any connection at all. So both of them are important, but I would say the number one that builds the most self-development is cold approaching, talking to girls in the mall, like you mentioned, in a grocery store, out in a comic store, in a park, wherever. That's going to build the most growth within you
Yeah.
because let's face it, you can't hide when you're talking to a woman in person, you can't hide your insecurities, you can't hide anything. Everything will be out on the table. And that takes a lot of courage and takes a lot of just inner peace and inner game to be able to work through that so it doesn't affect you where you're just melting and you just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But both of them are important, but cold approach builds more character.
Got it. Well, thank you so much. And at this time, I just want to remind everyone how we reach out to you. We still have plenty more time to talk, but I'll give them the website. It's socialmatrix.network, correct? Perfect. And do you want to give out any social media pages, a phone number? What else would you like us to know?
Sure. Follow me at on Instagram, Armin Social Matrix. It's just one word. Or you could also give me a if you're gonna text me, please just give me your name and like where you found me and the reason you're messaging me. But my number is 508-330-1711. And if you feel like to message me on WhatsApp, even better.
Perfect. And also, you mentioned you have to be patient with the process. How do we sign up to start working with you? And what is the process? What is the commitment and accountability on both ends, you know?
Sure. So the way to contact me is you could either send me a text and then we will coordinate a plan for us to talk together on Zoom, or you could go on Instagram and just send me a DM, a direct message, or you could go on the website and I have a calendar on there where you could book a call. So the first call that I have is just 30 minutes and it's a consultation call. It's
Okay.
completely free and I'm not going to sell you anything on the call. Literally, all I want to know on that call is what exactly is going on in your life, what help do you need, and if I have the right program to help you out. And then after that, we'll book a second call. We'll go dive deeper into the game plan of what exactly will look like for me to coach you and the price point and the program and everything.
Awesome.
And the expectations that I have, or like the process that I have is the first thing I do is I give out a few personality quizzes. I give out like a quiz for like their love language. I
Okay.
like to know their needs and wants. I also like to look at all of the conversations I've ever had or whatever they saved with women from dating apps, and also if they have any conversations they had from in person. Basically, all of the data they had before they worked with me. I want to see everything because I use that and
Yeah.
I'm really fast with it too. I can look at it in less than a second. I will already know a man's pros and cons, like what they need to work on. So I just need
Mm.
to look at all that data. Once I have that data, that will allow me to see exactly what's the first thing we need to work on. And then once I create that roadmap, it makes it easier to see what we need to work on day in and day out. And the process is essentially, I mean, I have a full process for uh, the different venues that I coach, but the main part of it comes down to what is it that you want? A lot of
Yeah.
guys, they skip this part in their dating lives where they skip the part about what it is actually they want. They just want to get a bunch of dates, but you can't be a headless chicken. You have to
Yeah.
know exactly what is it that you want. You want a girlfriend or you want to just date multiple women. That has to
Mm-hmm.
be point blank period, really concrete. So we go through all that and then I show them a path and how we can get there.
Beautiful. And what are some of the biggest challenges when you're working with someone? What would you say normally? What's the biggest challenge?
Sure. The biggest challenge I get is guys are asking advice from like 10 different coaches. Or and they're also looking at YouTube videos. Or they're doing so it doesn't make sense where they're paying excuse me, they're paying me money for coaching, but at the same time they're also following 10 other people. So if you're following a lot of different gurus, it's not going to help you out because
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be all of them are having the same similar type of teachings. That's okay, that makes sense. But if they're having contradictions, now how are you going to know which one is saying the truth when you don't know what you don't know? So,
Yeah.
what I always tell individuals is that it's okay to have multiple mentors and gurus, that's fine. However, when it comes to this niche, just blindly believe what I'm teaching you and just have like one or two mentors. Just keep it really, really simple.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Well, I just love that you must meet so many amazing people and giving them this self-confidence, giving them this chance in life that they never could, expect. And clearly I think word of mouth is huge, right? And I want to hear more about the results. Any other stories you want to share?
Hmm. I have a lot of stories. Yeah.
I'm sure.
So some of the other results I've had for my clients is that one of them he was in love with this woman from across the state. Normally I don't do this, but I made an exception just because they had a history. And what ended up happening is she actually flew down to Boston. She paid for her own everything. And they ended up just having a beautiful, it was for New Year's Eve a long time ago. They ended up having a beautiful New Year's Eve together with this woman that he was just flabbergasted from like a few states over. So finally, they were able to get together, and this was a few years ago. They start dating. Things didn't work out in the future, but nonetheless, that happens. Other students I've had, some of the students I have, they're trying to get back with their ex-girlfriend, but they're just miscommunication happening. And what I do is I break down exactly what their ex-girlfriend is telling them,
Mm-hmm.
what where is the blind spots and where is he missing from his own knowledge,
Yep.
and then they're able to communicate better together again and get back together. Other individuals, they a lot of guys just want to learn how to make more friends and also get a girlfriend, but a lot of the male friends are making, they're just really toxic or just not really good people. So they learning how to make better friends with other men. And also, in the meantime, they're able to meet other women and have some kind of a relationship going. But 9 out of 10 times, all the men who join the program, they do get girlfriends.
See? I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. If I didn't have kids, I'd be doing the whole dating thing. It's just too hard now. Or do you work with men that already have children? Does that affect things at all? Or
No, it doesn't. I've had a few single fathers in the program, and no, again, in the end of the day, everything I'm coaching is going to be the same, like
yeah,
the overview, but it will manifest and change depending on their goal. So if they have children of their own, yeah, that's beautiful. That's perfect. That's fine. The only type of men I don't coach are the types of men who already have a girlfriend or a wife, and they're doing this behind the scene. Like
yeah,
I don't condone cheating, so that's the only thing I don't do.
yes. Mm-hmm. Oh. There's also some more great stories and testimonials on his website, socialmatrix.network. There was the story of a pilot. Hold on, I read that one earlier, who wanted to be mentored by you so I could learn how to text a girl, how to be calm and set, and learning to be more man into woman. I learned what I need to do to flirt more. I wanted to be mentored by you because I have known about you for a couple of years. Also, I have seen what you teach and how it works. I learned how to pace myself and how to breathe to calm my nerves because it's Yeah, it could be that way for sure. And when you meet someone, so this person, this pilot says, my conversation with girls before was that I was talking very fast, and now I know how to control my tension. I can talk slow with a smoother voice. I learned how to basically pace myself, and recently started noticing I don't talk as fast. I learned how to control my tension and locking in and focusing on her. I learned that making eye contact and not looking around is very helpful and really recommends your program. I liked that we got on Zoom every week because it was like talking about it over video. The call would be clearer, more understandable than being like writing in a group chat. So, yeah, there's a lot of different people. Look, you had doctorate students, software engineers, I mean, all walks of life, right? There's someone for
Yes.
everyone. And you offer a call. You could book a 30-minute consult right there on the website, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, we still got 3 more minutes left in the show. What else? How did you want to kind of sum things up for today, and how did you want to leave off with your listeners?
Sure. I guess I'll leave rough like this. Um, Taking action now is so important for your lives because a lot of times what I see is I'll have somebody who will talk to me, like let's say today. They'll be like, Armin, I really want to join your program, but right now I don't think it's the time. That same, and this happens a lot, that same individual ends up in my inbox again, literally 5, 6 years later, with the exact same problem they had 6 years ago. This is a phenomenon that happens a lot. And I do truly feel like some of the listeners listening in, I do feel like you're either already in this predicament or you have been in there before. And honestly, like your life is not going to change until you turn the knob and you walk through the door. But
Mm.
otherwise, no one's going to throw you a rope. No one's going to come and physically push you through the door. No one's going to do that. It has to be you. And I promise you, it is a little scary in the beginning. That's just a reality
Yeah.
because you're investing, you're doing something for yourself. That is scary. But it has to be scary in the beginning. There has to be a level of discomfort before it becomes comfortable. If it was comfortable, you will already have what it is. So
Mm.
I urge you to push through and have the courage to do something for yourself that will benefit and really transform your life for the better. So don't wait for the next 6, 10 years of your life to still think about it. If you thought about it, that means you really want to do it. And
Yeah.
now it's just a matter of pushing through your ego and pride and signing up.
Oh, well, thank you. And the way we do that one more time, tell us how we could reach out to you. Thank you so much, Armin.
Sure, you can reach out to me by send me a text at 508-330-1711 with your name, how you found me, and what you want to talk about. Or you could also go to my website, socialmatrix.network. There's a calendar on there. You could book yourself a 30-minute call, or you could message me on Instagram, Armin Social Matrix, just one word.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I love what you do. You clearly are passionate about helping men out there and urge you guys to reach out and do that free 30-minute consult, right? You can't lose.
Yeah, you can't lose. Yeah, you
There you
can't
go.
lose.
Okay. I'm like, oh no, I lost him. It was frozen. But thank you so much. Really, it's a pleasure having you back here, and it's great to see your excitement for these men that you're helping and providing so much comfort and love, and making them feel more confident. This is great. You live one life. It's a new year. Come on, reach out. I mean, thanks so much for being here, and hopefully we'll chat again next week. Okay. If you want to bring on or even have a client come onto the Zoom, that would be so cool to talk if they're willing to. Some people are too shy, but they're welcome to join us on the Zoom to chat with the process about if you have someone, let me know.
Okay, I will
All
reach
right.
out.
No problem. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.